Well, right now it's a very slight chance right now, 20%. Um, I don't. I can try to make one for noon. I was just kind of busy trying to get it right, you know, but. I don't see it. You know, it's got that little red circle. Oh, yeah. I see it. Okay. Hey, good morning. Thanks for streaming with us. We really appreciate it. Boy, it's a dreary day out there right now. Lots of clouds, and those clouds are going to kind of keep it seasonably cool. Lows this morning were in the 40s and highs in the 60s. So cool now, but it's going to get cold next week, and I'll tell you how cold coming up. Let's go ahead and we'll start with that. As you can see the maps right here. Tomorrow we'll see highs getting closer to 70. I think lower 70s for Saturday. I think lower 70s for Sunday. And then an upper level system passes by and there is some cold air up across the northern part of the country, the northern plain states, and that cold air will have no choice but to move south right into south central Texas. Now the question is just how cold. To me right now it looks like for Monday morning maybe mid 30s, but boy, Monday is going to feel really chilly. We may hit the 50s for a high, but it's going to feel more like the 40s with those northerly winds. And then by the time we get to Tuesday morning, I think we'll be closer to freezing. And I think during the duration of this modified Arctic air mass or Canadian air mass, I think low temperatures, the lowest will probably be around 30. But we could have several hours of temperatures at freezing or a little bit below freezing. We'll take a closer look at that coming up here in just a second. All right, temperature now, we're sitting at 55 degrees. It is cool out there. Low this morning was 47. And notice the records. If you're new to town, you know, you keep seeing these records, and I show the record low and the record high every day. And you see these records. If you're new to San Antonio and South Central Texas, and you see these, you're like, there's no way you can get down to 9 degrees, 8 degrees, 15. There is a way. Because what happens is we'll have these cold air masses out of Canada that plunge southward, and there's nothing to stop them but some trees and barbed wire fence. And so even though they're greatly moderated air masses, they'll make it here, and it can get cold. Now, 15 degrees, I don't see that kind of stuff, but much colder for next week. All right, let's take a look. This is what I'm expecting for the rest of the day today. We'll see those temperatures mainly in the 60s this afternoon, and then we're back into the 50s for this evening. All right, not much showing up on the radar, so we'll skip that for now. Temperatures 50s, most locations, 55. There are a few showers, by the way, if you're watching down around Victoria, maybe Hallettsville, Port Lavaca. There are some showers there along the coastal sections, getting closer to the coast. Most areas in the 50s right now. Let's take a look at the national temperatures. Highs today, again, I think lower to mid 60s for a high. Let me back up a little bit. There we go, right about there. But that cold air that I'm talking about, I mean, high temperatures in Bismarck, 10 degrees. Minneapolis, St. Paul, maybe mid-20s. Billings, 22. That's some cold stuff, and it is going to be pushing south. All right, before I get to the real heart of the issue here, let's talk to some folks. Hey, Paloma, how are you? Hopefully you're doing good. And David Bellis. Okay, here you go. David Bellis says, I once entered the world kleptomaniac. Messed it up. Sorry, David. Let me go back up. Okay, I once entered the World Kleptomaniac Championships. I took gold, I took silver, and I took bronze. Very good again, David. You get a round of applause here in the newsroom. That's a good one, though. I like that one. All right, Terry, hey, how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing good. Okay, so let's get to the heart of the issue here. I've got just a few minutes. So cold air, showed you that, northern plains. The pattern right now is kind of west-northwest, right? Usually that's a sunny pattern for us because that's a sinking air motion, but not this go-around. We've got a lot of clouds out there, and I think tomorrow will be cloudy to mostly cloudy as well. We probably will see a little bit more sunshine tomorrow, and then Saturday, maybe even a 10% chance of picking up a shower. Okay, so you see this storm system in the Rocky Mountains on Saturday. It's going to move into the Plain States. By the way, if you've got travel planned Sunday to, let's say, Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, Illinois, lots of snow with that system there. And for East Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, some pretty big thunderstorms, I think, on Sunday. Now, once that system passes to our east, then it's going to dislodge that cold air that's in the northern plains, and it's going to shoot southward. Okay, at the same time as we get into next week, you got to use kind of your imagination here. That cold air at the surface is moving down, but let's see what's going on in the upper levels. And by the way, this is just one computer model. And there's 3 or 4 that we use for the medium range, like for far out into next week. And there's a wide variety of solutions, right? So you just kind of have to use your experience, and I've seen this kind of before. I can tell you this, see that big upper level system? This is the European model. It's way out there to the west. If this verifies, then we probably won't have much or any precipitation to go with that cold air. Problem is the GFS is a lot closer. The Canadian's kind of somewhere in the middle. So at this point, I think we're going to have cold air. It's going to be really dry. So if there's any precipitation, it'll turn into snow. The thing is, though, I just don't think the lift is going to be quite there for Wednesday and Thursday when that cold air is present for there to be a big call for snow. Now, I do think there'll be some flakes. There's a chance of that. There's no doubt about that. But at this point, I give it about a 20% chance and little to no accumulation. So just kind of, at this point, it'll be kind of like a fun novelty if it happens. But I'll keep you posted because these computer models, they could definitely change. And that wide divergence of models can start coming together in a not so good way for us. But then again, it could go the other way, and we probably will have some cold air, and if it works out the way the European model has it, we'd just be cold in the mornings, like lows close to freezing and highs in the upper 40s and 50s because we'll probably see a little sun. But I'll show you what I think coming up here in the 14-day forecast. All right, for today, high temperature around 64, and that's probably going to be just about it. Okay, so here's a look at that 14-day. Let's see, we've got 68 for tomorrow. I may have to take that down a bit, but let's just keep that. 68. Saturday morning, a chance for a sprinkle. I'm going to give it 10%. Maybe a little sun in the afternoon, 73. Saturday afternoon looks pretty good. Sunday, low 62, high 73, and that's going to be somewhere around midday. Cold front comes in, initially more continental and not polar, but windy. So high Monday of 56 and a lot of wind. So it'll feel like the 40s. Know where your jacket is. Still breezy into Tuesday and Wednesday. And I'm going to have those low temperatures close to freezing for Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday kind of partly cloudy, highs in the upper 40s. And then just depending on what that upper level system that I showed you out west for Wednesday and Thursday, I think low temperatures could be close to freezing. At this point, yeah, I think a 20% chance of some snow. I mean, it's possible, but again, very slim chance at this point. And then we may even see a little sun in the afternoon. Highs about 43. If that changes, though, it could really drastically change because what we've got is a real cold, dry air mass. So if there's more precipitation, it'll drive those temperatures lower. But I think this is about right. And then into Friday, mostly cloudy, 46. Over the weekend, 58 on Saturday. Another cold front comes in Monday, the 13th. And I think temperatures will be like in the 40s all day on the 14th, and then the 15th, 48. So we're getting that time of the year where we see these pretty cold air masses move in. Okay, before I say bye, let's see, Terry, I said hi to you. Brandon, what should we expect for Kennedy next weekend? Let's see, which weekend are we talking about? Not the 4th and the 5th, I guess, the 11th and the 12th. I think for Kennedy, for the 11th and the 12th, cool, but seasonably cool, maybe a little cold in the morning. And at this point, I think mostly sunny skies for both the 11th and the 12th. Okay, I've got to get going. Thank you so much for streaming with us. Really appreciate it. And watch us at noon, 4, 5, 6, and 10. And I'll be back again tomorrow morning. All right, we'll see you later.